Hello, I'm Logan David Leather, and I'm going to cook something very simple and inexpensive that's also very healthy. I have cubed chicken, which I'm going to put a little marsala cooking wine on. This is wonderful stuff if you've never used it. I don't measure very much ever, as you can tell. That's going to drive some people crazy. They like to know exactly how much of everything's to be used. It's pretty much according to taste. If you don't like an ingredient then don't use it. If you like something else, then use that. Crushed red pepper, Italian seasoning. We'll go into olive oil, extra virgin. Not even going to make a bad joke about that. It's just extra virgin, and we'll just leave it at that. Put that into a pan as it heats up. Italian seasoning, as much or as little as you like. As much or as little crushed red pepper as you like. Get it nice and hot. And things start to bubble a little bit, but before they turn black. Put your marsala chicken in. Make certain that you move the meat around so that it's covered by oil. Pan could have been a little hotter in this case, but so what? Cooking is an art, not a science. You're supposed to wash off all the chicken stuff. I do it because they say you're supposed to do it for sanitary reasons. Well, while the chicken is browning, take an onion and dice it. You can leave it long if you like. It's entirely up to you. Throw that in there and stir so you get olive oil all over the onion as well. I've got it on a high heat. I'm just an electric burner, as you can see. Not terribly exciting. Gas would be better, but I don't have that. Anyway, while that is browning, take the garlic. You can dice it or you can crush it in a garlic press. Doesn't really matter too much. Depends on personal preference again. I use 2 cloves because I'm a garlic fiend. You can use less if you like. But garlic is extremely good for you. You can search that on the web, find out many of its good properties. But I don't put that in just yet because it's a little bit early to me. Some people like their garlic, well, cooked to death, but I don't. I think it needs a little bit of body to stand on its own, but that's just, personal preference, again. Okay, now while that's cooking, from an economic point of view, this is a very cheap meal. I have one of these a day. I vary the ingredients, and I'll make some other videos that show some of the variations that you can do with it. 3 main ingredients are the cabbage, onions, and garlic. The 3 of those together seem to do a good job, for me, of burning calories and keeping the blood clean, keeping the intestinal tract working. It's also inexpensive. The whole meal I think will cost, if you break it down, maybe about $2.50, depending on how much the chicken costs. You can get those in a frozen in a bag from Walmart, and the per piece cost is not very high. You can eat healthy on a budget. This particular meal is good for anybody that is weight conscious or trying to lose weight. It's done wonders for me. Of course, you should always check with your doctor before changing any regimen. I think that's all of that standard legal thing that you always hear on any infomercial or thing late at night trying to get you to buy some device. Okay, you're just about ready for garlic. Get it coated with olive oil also. Get it down in there where the heat is. Now, I said before I don't measure very often, but for this particular one, which I'm going to cook with ramen noodles, I mean, you can use just about any. This is Maruchan ramen noodles, chicken mushroom flavor. It's almost like a stir fry. And the package directions on the back of the ramen, ignore them. And if you want to make traditional ramen, follow them. But for our purposes today, we're going to ignore those instructions. Now, this is important. This is where I measure. 1 cup, no more, no less. Although there are instances when you can use less. 1 cup of water, just regular water, tap water, bottled water, whatever you like. Now, that's going to start boiling. It's going to boil fairly soon, or quickly rather. And then we're going to put the ramen noodles in. I like to break the pack up, but you can leave them whole if you want, and then you'll have really long noodles. Go ahead and dump it in. And then I get the noodles wet on both sides, and the water will begin to boil.